What is good, Raider Nation? It's your boy Raider Alex back with yet another video for you guys. Anybody that's new to the channel, you guys love Raider related content just like this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. That being said, let's jump right into the topic of this video. In today's video, I wanted to talk about free agent quarterback signing Gardner Minshew, and just watching the tape, giving my thoughts and opinions on what I saw on tape and whether or not I think Gardner Minshew has a legitimate shot to be the Raiders starting quarterback for the 2024 NFL season. It's interesting because Gardner Minshew, he's predominantly been a backup in the NFL, but he does have some interesting traits. But without further ado, let's jump right into this tape. So here we got him using his legs inside the red zone for a quarterback run. This is definitely something we currently do not have with Aiden O'Connell. So it's nice to have a quarterback on the roster now that can at least make these type of plays here and there. Here we're going to analyze this interception, and I think this pick was a mistake by Gardner Minshew. Here his wide receiver is going to have an option route where he can either sit down on the route or break it to the outside depending on the coverage that's given. Here we can see the defensive back with outside leverage, so I think the wide receiver made the right read to just sit down on this route instead of breaking it to the outside, but Minshew sees it differently. He throws it towards the outside and it results in an easy interception. I think Minshew misreads the coverage and this should have not been thrown to the boundary. Another bad read from Minshew here. Tampa run a cover 3 zone and he throws this across the middle with double coverage, and he's lucky it wasn't picked off. Really, he had better options like the drag route underneath or targeting Michael Pittman Jr. along the sideline. This was just an ugly play overall, and he's lucky it was only an incomplete pass. Minshew is a mobile quarterback to a degree, which I like, but this play kind of makes me question his pocket awareness, as it was just a weird play overall to analyze. He does a good job stepping up and evading the pressure, but you usually should never go backwards as a quarterback, especially when you got 10 yards of open field right in front of you. He ends up turning backwards and it almost results in a sack, but right here, I would just like to see him sprint forward and get 5 to 7 yard gain, slide down and just move on to the next play. Here the pressure gets to him, but ideally you would like to see better anticipation from Minshew, either getting it underneath or to the curl route, especially since the defensive back is giving his wide receiver 10 yards of cushion off the line, but instead we see him just holding onto the ball too long and takes a sack. Now, Minshew can definitely make deep ball throws when they are open. Tennessee run a cover 3 zone and a blown assignment leads to nearly a 40-yard touchdown pass, hits his man right in the back of the end zone. This play right here is just another example of Minshew not making the best read, and just in general a lack of chemistry between him and his wide receiver. Against cover 3 zone once again, and the wide receiver comes off the motion on another option route and he decides to sit on this, but Minshew throws it to the sideline as if he wanted him to run the out route, and it very nearly results in an interception. Now maybe this pass could have still been completed if his wide receiver ran the out route, but this is multiple different times I've seen these type of plays happen with him last season. Now here we can see Minshew is not a statue in the pocket. He can use his legs to make things happen. Even despite him dropping the snap, he's able to recover from that, and he's able to step up in the pocket and throws this on the move to get the first down. I definitely like my quarterback having the ability to use his legs to make plays when necessary. Once again, he's able to use his legs off this play action, makes the defensive end miss, throws this on the move, but he throws it into double coverage and he's lucky it was only an incomplete pass. This is a beautifully designed trick play off the flea flicker, and once again he shows he has the arm to make a lot of these deep throws. Now to be fair, this was wide open, but he hits his man right in stride outside the numbers for a huge gain. On this play, he's forced to step up in the pocket, but he has to do a better job with the ball security. He coughs it up and it results in a turnover inside the red zone, which is the one thing you cannot do when you get down there. You got to come away with points. Here he stands tall in the pocket as pressure is starting to get there, but he stays composed and is able to throw this accurately, and he gives his wide receiver something to run off of. Here the Colts are going to get single coverage on the receiver bottom of the screen with no safety help over the top. He wins off the line, and Minshew is going to go through his reads and then take the deep shot to his man, throws this pass on target, and just overall great ball placement, and once again shows he has arm strength to make these throws. And to seal out the game, being down 3 points late in the fourth quarter, Minshew was able to find the open man in the back of the end zone for the game-winning touchdown pass. And just overall, it was a great final drive from him to seal out the victory in this week. Here, this was a great play by both Gardner Minshew and his wide receiver. We see here at the beginning of this play, this is very solid coverage from the Raiders. There is nothing open initially, but Minshew was able to use his legs to step up, and then his receiver recognizes this, goes full scramble drill mode, looks for the open space, and Minshew hits him right in stride, which allows him to get a big catch and run all the way to the red zone. Now here Gardner Minshew is going to wish he had this one back because he missed a wide open touchdown pass right here. The Raiders are going to run a cover 3 zone, and Trayvon Merrick decides to jump on Michael Pittman Jr. and bracket him, which leaves their young wide receiver wide open on the streak route, which you can see there was literally no defender near him, and Minshew just completely misses it. It looks like he's just locked in on one read for Michael Pittman Jr., and when it's not there, he looks for the check down route. But if he would have scanned the whole field and went through his progressions properly, he had himself a layup touchdown pass. Just a huge missed opportunity by him right there. And here the Raiders defense is going to get super aggressive. They bring the house, they bring the blitz, a cover 0, and Minshew doesn't panic with the blitzing linebacker coming right at him. He stands tall in the pocket and he hits his man in stride for a huge touchdown. On this play, we can see ball security issues. Minshew ends up taking the sack and he coughs up the football, which leads to turnover. You got to take care of the football as a quarterback. Here Minshew is going to drop back, and Jacksonville runs a cover 3 zone, and he throws this essentially into double coverage into a super tight window, and it looks like the receiver wasn't even expecting the pass to be thrown his way, and it results in an easy interception. There was definitely some miscommunication between him and his wideout, but still, it would have been a very difficult throw to make if they were both on the same page. 4th and 7 here, backed up, and this is a pretty impressive throw to move the chains. He's able to fit this pass across the middle, and I like the anticipation on this throw. The ball was out of his hands before his receiver makes his break and is able to turn his head around. Good stuff right there. Here he gets a man-on-man matchup with his receiver on this go route, and he throws this pass beautifully, hits his man right in stride for a big first down. Awesome throw outside the numbers. Fourth down here, and he's gonna get a one-on-one matchup with Michael Pittman Jr. Jacksonville brings the house, they bring the blitz, and he has to get this throw off quickly. He does not get enough time to set his feet, and this throw is just severely underthrown. Doesn't even give his receiver a chance on this play. This pass should have been thrown a lot more towards the sideline, and just give your receiver a shot to come down with the play or possibly draw a pass interference, but the pass was way off target, which results in an easy interception. And on this play, once again, he shows he has the arm strength to make these deep throws outside the numbers, hits his man right in stride for a big gain. So overall, when analyzing Gardner Minshew's tape, the guy's definitely a very interesting player because he has the talent to make a lot of great throws, a lot of deep throws. When it comes to his overall arm strength, when it comes to his mobility, I mean, he has good enough mobility to use his legs on occasion to step up in the pocket, to avoid pressure, and occasionally, scramble for a couple yards here and there, which I love to see in a modern day NFL quarterback. Ideally for me, if I could get like this type of mobility with Aiden O'Connell, that would be ideal for me, but obviously things don't work that way. So Minshew is definitely a fun guy to analyze, and I don't really mind us signing him because ideally for me, I think he's a very good backup for this team. I think he's a guy that gives you some upside and a guy who has shown throughout his career that if you throw him into the fire, he can win you big games. And now the one thing I will say about Gardner Minshew is it seems like he's a inconsistent quarterback. At times I see great plays, great throws, great reads, great anticipation, and then at times I just see very boneheaded mistakes where he's thrown into double coverage. Sometimes he's missing wide open receivers. Sometimes he's just not making the right reads. So that's really what you're getting with Gardner Minshew. I mean, there's a reason he was available in the free agency market, and there's a reason why we were able to get him on a 2-year, $25 million contract. Now, according to Vic Tafur, he did mention that when it comes to the quarterback room, there will be competition. Aiden O'Connell is not a lock to be the starting quarterback next year. And, I do like that. I think Gardner Minshew definitely gives him a healthy competition. But the one thing I will say about Gardner Minshew is ideally for me, I would love to have him as our backup quarterback. And to be honest with you, I don't really see this guy being the future for this team. He's not the long-term answer by any means, but he's definitely a good player to have on your roster, a good insurance policy in case one of your quarterbacks goes down, and he has shown that he can win games for you. So overall, I'm cool with the signing of Gardner Minshew, but I still insist on the fact that this year is the year for us to get aggressive at the quarterback position in the NFL draft. I think the Raiders should really try to get their quarterback in the first round, whether that be Jaden Daniels, which is a quarterback that I am very excited about. And it seems like Antonio Pierce likes him as well. Now, ultimately, it may not be possible for us to move up that far. Or there could also be the scenario that Washington or the Patriots just don't want to trade that pick. That's also very possible as well. And in that scenario, I mean, you can definitely look at another quarterback like Michael Penix Jr. Now, Penix Jr. is a guy who really hasn't been getting a whole lot of hype, so I really think he will be there at 13. You can even make the argument that he may fall into like the late first round, possibly the second round. Now, I think there's no way in hell he's going to fall to our second round pick number 44, but I think he's a guy that could begin to fall down the draft board in the first round, and it's a possibility that maybe we could trade up for him in that scenario. But I don't know, as we get closer to the draft, you really gotta analyze whether or not you should just select him at 13, especially if he's your guy, if Antonio Pierce, if Tom Telesco like what they see in him, because you really can't risk coming out of this draft empty-handed at the quarterback position. I mean, sure, we can get a later round quarterback like Spencer Rattler. We can go that route, but honestly, I'm not a big fan of that. Very rarely does that pan out for NFL teams, that a late round quarterback ends up being their future franchise quarterback. So ideally, that's not the route I want to go. And I think the missing piece for us is our young potential franchise quarterback that I really think we should do everything we can to target this year in the NFL draft. It's been 17 years since the Raiders took a gamble on a first round quarterback, and it's crazy to me to even think about that, because with how important and valuable the quarterback position is, especially throughout the last decade or so, I think an NFL franchise is putting themselves behind the 8 ball if you don't invest in this position and you don't get a talented player at that spot. So that's what I want to see moving forward in this offseason. But Raider Nation, just let me know what you guys think of Gardner Minshew in the comment section down below. Do you guys think he could really potentially be the starting quarterback for us moving forward next season? Let me know in the comment section down below. But with that being said, Raider Nation, that's all for you guys in today's video. Anybody that's new to the channel, you guys love Raider related content just like this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. That being said, I will see you guys in the next one.